Hey guys, so we were having some difficulty with the internet, and I decided that I would just make a video and share it with you so that way that you would have it for the future, and also you could help your student practice their adding two-digit numbers. So here I have on this paper 4 different ways that you can add two-digit numbers: base 10 blocks, expanded form, add 10s and add 1s, and then the old way. And I'm just going to show you how to do those real quick. I know that it's frustrating to have to teach your child how to add using a different way than you were taught. And then so here are just some ways that our book teaches it, my personal favorite way, and the old way. So you can help your child to add using two-digit numbers. So the first way that we're going to add is we're going to add using base 10 blocks. And if we were in class, we would have those manipulatives for the students to hold in their hands. I have some that I use in class. They look like this. So when I'm drawing on my paper, this is what I'm drawing. But like I said, if they were in class, they would have these. So the problem that we're going to work today is 37 plus 45. And I always just tell the students to write their problem at the top. No matter if they're using a word problem or what, just make sure your problem is written so that you can see it. And then with base 10 blocks, what we do is divide our number into 10s and 1s, and we're going to draw it out. So looking at the first number, 37, your child should be able to determine that there's a 3 in the 10s place and a 7 in the 1s place. So we're going to draw 3 10s, and I just draw them as sticks, and 7 1s, and I draw those as X's. And I'd like to draw rows of 5 because 2 rows of 5 is just like our 10 frame. So here's the number 37, and the next time we're going to draw is 45, and your child should also be able to tell that there's a 4 in the 10s place and a 5 in the 1s place. So 4 10s and 5 1s. And then they're ready to go to the next, to work the problem. So the first thing that I like to do is to tell students that we need to first add our 1s. No matter how we're going to do our problem, we always need to add our 1s first. So when I'm looking at 7 and 5, I know that I can take some from down here and put them up with my 7 to make a 10. We've already added using the strategy make a 10, and so students should be familiar with that. So we have 7 and 5, and I know that 7 plus 3 equals 10. So if I take 3 from down here, I can put them with my 7 up here to make a 10. And I just like to draw those up here so the child knows. And we can even mark these out to know that these 3 have moved up here and they are now a 10. So now you only have 2 1s and you need to add a new 10. So you can add either at the top or the bottom. Just make sure that the student knows that that's a new 10. That's why I like to use 2 different colors so that it's easy for them to see. And then you can mark this out even more just to show them. So now that we have 2, we only have 2 in our 10s place, so there does not need to be any adding. So we're going to add our 10s. So in our 10s place, we have 4 10s on this the top and 4 10s on the bottom. So if we add those together, 4 and 4 is 8, and 2 1s. So our number is 82. That's our answer to our problem. 8 10s and 2 1s. So what we did was we regrouped this 10 1s and made 1 10. Okay, the next way is the expanded form way. And the problem that we're going to work on today is 65 plus 27. Okay, so we just write our problem at the top. 65 plus 27. And what I like to tell kids on this way and any other way that they would like to stack my problem. So instead of writing it horizontally, I like to write it vertically. So 65 plus 27. This is just an easier way to look at it, in my opinion. So what we're going to do now is we're going to divide the number into tens and ones. And this should be a skill that your child is familiar with. So if we have the number 65, we know that there are 6 tens in the tens place. And 6 tens equals 60. And then we need to add our 5 that's in the ones place. Then we do the same thing with the number 27. We have a 2 in the tens place. 2 tens are 20. And then we add our ones, 7. And our problem is now lined up into adding our tens and our ones. So now you're going to add your ones, and we know that 5 plus 7, if we count up, we know that it is 12. And then you make your plus sign, and now you're going to add 60 and 20. I like to tell the kids to cover up the zeros and add. We know that 6 plus 2 is 8, and then add your zeros back. It's 80. Then they should be able to tell that 80 and 12 is 92, looking at it that way. But if not, they can take it a step further. Bring your 80 straight down, and then divide your 12 up into tens and ones. Just like this. And then we add 80 plus 10, 90 plus 2, 92. Okay. Now the next way we're going to do is add tens and add ones. And this is my favorite way, the way that I think is the easiest way. It's a lot similar to the expanded form. But what I tell the kids to do on this one, first you have your problem. We're going to do 48 plus 43. So what they do first is write tens and ones in a chart, just like this. And then for this one, what you're going to do is break apart 48 into tens and ones. They're just going to fill that into the chart. And then 43, break apart that number into tens and ones. 4 tens, 3 ones. And now the same thing like you did in the expanded form. We add straight down. And this is how we do our 2-digit addition when there is not regrouping. It's the same way. So now you're going to add 8 and 3. And we know that 8 plus 3 is 11. So make your 11 down here at the bottom. And then we know that there cannot be 2 numbers down here in the bottom. There can only be 1 because it's the ones place. So 11 can be divided up into tens and ones. We know that 10 plus 1 is 11. So we're going to take this 1 and move it up or carry it to the tens place. Now we add these 3 numbers. 1 plus 4 is 9. So our answer, we need to mark this one out because we've already moved it. Our answer is 91. Okay, and then the old way, which I'm sure is the preferred way at home. So this way, we are doing just about the same thing that we did on the add the tens and ones, but just it may be simpler for you to see it this way. So the problem that we are going to do is 24 plus 58. We always write it up and down. First, we add our 4 and our 8. We know that 8 plus 4 is 12. Our Our 1 is our tens place, and our 2 is in our ones place. And then we add straight down, 1 plus 2 plus 5, and that's 8. So I'm sure that this way seemed the most easiest, and it was the fastest, but I'm going to post a picture of this whole paper for you to see just how your child is being taught, and that way maybe you can help them at home. And after the break, we will be going to working with subtraction. So I hope you understand, and if there's something on this paper that you have a question about, you can always message me on Dojo, and I'd be happy to help you. Thanks.